So, you're back again, or it might be your first time. This is the LimeTree Clinic Podcast. I'm Yahya. This is my brother Cam.
Alhamdulillah.
We're from the LimeTree Clinic Institute. If you've seen us already, thanks for coming back. If you haven't, go back and watch the previous episodes. We're now on number 5, I believe.
5, I think it is, yeah.
We're sure we'd get this far, but we're here. We're going to do something slightly different today. We don't know where it's going to go. We have somebody with us. I'd like you to introduce yourself.
What's going on, people? I'm Abdul, man. You probably see me on YouTube before. I run a podcast, Minted Minds. So I thought I'd join my brothers here today.
Pleasure to have you, bro. Pleasure to have you, man.
Jazakallah, bro. It's a pleasure being
Allah
on.
bless you, bro. Allah bless you, man.
It feels weird, being on this side.
Yeah, it must have been it. It must.
Yeah. Normally, I'm like the hosting, innit?
Yeah, it's difficult. But alhamdulillah, it works for you, innit? Let's see. Bismillah. So what's going on? Talk to me, man.
Alhamdulillah, bro. I thought I'd just join you guys today, yeah. So we talk a little bit about business, mindset.
Perfect.
Touch on a little bit of mental health, yeah.
Why not? Of course. It's important, bro.
Before we get started, yeah, I thought we'd start off with a few rapid fire questions.
Rapid?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
So what this means, yeah.
This could be dangerous.
All right, then. Just do it, bro.
So you don't have to think too much about it. Whatever comes to your mind.
I don't think anyway, bro.
I'm glad you said it.
I don't think anyway, bro. I mean, just...
So yeah, whatever comes to your mind, yeah.
Bismillah.
We'll just take it from there, bro. Yeah. So take it in turns, innit?
Yeah, bang on.
I'm nervous already.
And if it's something that you want to discuss, we can discuss it as well, innit?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Okay, ready for the first one, yeah?
Let's go, bro. Come on, man.
Ready?
Born ready for this,
I
man.
don't know. We'll find out.
Okay. It's nothing too crazy.
All right,
Too
let's
crazy, yeah. It's just to kind of start off, innit? Okay, so would you rather be rich or respected?
Respected.
I would rather be respected. I think it's more important to be respected. But I think if you're rich, you'll become respected.
Okay.
If you what, sorry?
I think if you are rich, you will be respected.
Yeah, to a certain degree.
Oh, you know what? We'll talk a little bit more about that one because that's interesting what you said. Yeah. Okay, so what do you think the best side hustle is in 2025?
Online work, online sales, like people selling things online. You know, quick clips like
yeah.
eBay, stuff, little stuff.
TikTok affiliate.
Little things.
I think online sales, but not necessarily even a physical product. I think more the marketing, the influencer, branding and that kind of thing.
Getting yourself out there. I mean, using your platforms to progress and make some money on the side. Why not?
Do you think the copying business could be a side hustle for someone?
And that's much. A lot of people do. A lot of people do with that.
That's why we have a course. If you don't know about a course yet, then please check the socials.
No, but I think that's actually
that's what a lot of them do, bro.
a really good way to start something.
They start with the
like
hustle.
that.
Side hustle, that money adds up. We mentioned on our business modules that money adds up enough for you to make enough. You can just go full time.
Do you think that someone could like say for example someone's doing a full-time job, yeah, whatever that is, 9 to 5,
Can they lock that off and jump on that full time?
not even lock it off, can they do it on the side up
100%.
until that replaces the income?
That's exactly what we promote. That's exactly what we make them do.
That's why we run the course that we do.
Alhamdulillah, it gives them that stability.
Okay.
We don't say to just jump off straight away. No, we say ability to a certain degree. Then you're nice. Then you can fall straight into it. Alhamdulillah.
I think that's important, to be fair.
Now you got to have a set. Know something's coming in. It's important.
Have a plan as well.
Have a
innit?
plan, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you got to know your circumstances, what your commitments are.
If you got like £2,000 a month going out and then you sort of drop everything and just go, nah, that's stupid.
That's
Stupid. That's ridiculous. You got.
Because it takes time to build up the clients.
Everything takes time. With everything,
yeah.
you got to take time. But luckily, we give you that jump that kind of pushes you a lot more faster, a lot more people. You know.
Because I think what people tend to think, yeah, especially if they haven't run a business before,
Yeah, they get scared, bro.
is they think like even if they're gonna start a shop or whatever it is, they think that's it. As soon as they're open, the customers
Don't
are
work
gonna
out, bro.
start flying
Nothing
in.
works out.
I'll be honest with you, and so like on our side of things, obviously with the course we offer a lot of additional support, and we like to be there. We've mentioned it before, but we like to be there as an ongoing support, an ongoing contact, a reference point. And what you see sometimes with people is we've been as honest as we can be, but they have this idea in their head that it's all gonna come for free. You know, as soon as you've done the course, that you're just gonna hit the ground running, and you know everything's gonna fall in your lap. But what we can see with the guys who've been on the course is obviously the more graft you put in, the more you get back.
100%. Makes sense, innit? The more you put into something,
But that's
the
the
more you get
beauty
out.
of business, innit? The more you put in, the more you.
Naturally, when you're involved in a business, you naturally you start to think out the box, don't you? You think out the box. You're willing to take extra risks, extra jumps, extra gambles. You're willing to do that. If you're not doing that, then you're
I
not.
think it's important to set up like a realistic
Oh, 100%.
expectation.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
Don't think as soon as you're gonna open the doors.
Nah, that's
I
ridiculous.
remember when I used to have the dessert shop.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember I'm thinking, yo, I'm gonna have queues. First day I'm thinking, yeah, we're gonna have queues, everything. Bro, I opened, there was like 4 or 5 people there.
Was that your first business?
the first day, innit? Like,
Yeah, you're thinking, raw.
one of my first businesses, like proper
proper business that you went in
yeah,
for.
yeah,
innit?
yeah. With like I put up decent money behind it and everything. And it was like a bit humbling, bro.
Of course, it puts you down to the reality of life, innit?
But the main thing is you don't give up. You keep
Nah, never give up,
pushing,
man.
you
I
work
believe
on
every
the
business
ideas,
takes 2 to 3 years to establish, I believe.
Yeah.
Every business takes a couple of years to
100%.
establish. Once you've got that, it takes a couple of years. You'll have ups, downs. You'll have times when you go up and down, you think, wow. Then you'll have, you should never be scared to
You have to build a
try.
reputation. You have to build people's trust. You
Build a
have
rapport.
to,
You got to know, people need to know who you are, what you offer, what product you got, and you have to believe in your product as well.
Yeah,
If you don't believe in your own product, bro, no one's going to believe in you, man.
100%.
You got to believe in your product, bro.
That's because so this brings me on to the next question. Yeah. So what's more important? Passion or profit?
Passion, bro. Profit will come.
Yeah.
No. I think genuinely, I do think passion, because I think you could be very successful in a field, but if you don't care about that thing, or you don't resonate with it, or it doesn't mean anything, there's no why behind it. It will only last so long. It will only last so long, and you'll burn out, or it will burn out. Whereas if you're driven by something you genuinely care about, and there's passion behind it, and there's like a real sense of like, you want to solve an issue, or you want to address an issue, or you want to provide something, then you'll do that forever, regardless the up days, the bad days.
Do you think you could be motivated by money?
Yeah, it comes into it.
It comes into it,
You have
don't
to
it,
be
bro?
realistic. It's not.
You're doing every business is for money, isn't it? It's for better
charity.
life, It's for every business you do is for money. You're doing it ultimately to gain money, to live a better life, to do what you want to do.
Okay. Would you do a job that you hate, or a business that you hate, but you're earning 500 grand a year? Yeah. Or doing a job a business that you love, but you're earning 200 grand a year?
Depends on your level of contentment, innit, bro? Depends how you live.
And also, if you've got a game plan. I mean, the difference between those two is vast, but I thought you were going to give much more extreme figures.
Okay, let's go a little bit more extreme. Okay, so would you do a job that you love for what's the average salary in the UK, like 30, 40?
Average salary is like 20, 30, bro.
Let's just call it 30, yeah? So job that you love, so every day you're looking forward to your day, but you're on 30, which is okay. Yeah, or
Depends
a
how you
job
live,
or
innit?
business that you hate on 100k.
I think it depends how you live, bro. All depends how you live, man. All depends what kind of life
Am
you
I
live.
signed up? Am I obligated to do this for an extended period of time, or can I do one for a year? Because if I could make if you could do something, as long as you didn't have a moral objection to it, like some dodgy business or I don't know.
No, it's all legit. It's all legit.
You can wrap up a couple of million and put it away.
Yeah. Then
that's smart, innit?
I'm happy to do something for a few years. I'm not
That you
particularly
don't like,
interested in.
yeah,
I don't
lock up a
really
couple of
enjoy it. It's
million
not
and you're
really
nice,
me,
innit?
It's not really. But if I can make some money from it, and then with that I've already got a plan.
Okay, that's fine.
Then you
can use that revenue to kind of
to then do what you do.
to aid your dream, to aid what you want to do, innit? Play smart with it, innit?
Yeah.
Plus, you've had an experience.
But because I think if you're not ultimately enjoying, because let's be honest, most of our life we're working in it.
Yeah, no one enjoys.
So imagine you don't enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah,
you suck it, didn't you?
Yeah, but you're gonna be miserable no matter how much
But to
money
what
you're
extent
getting
you're
paid.
not enjoying it. It depends how bad it is.
Yeah,
It depends, like.
No, but remember, I said a job that you hate.
Yeah.
So you're going into work and you're like, you can dread.
Yeah, like, oh my god,
I could do that for a year for £1 million or whatever you're suggesting, bro, and then
could put it away,
go back to whatever, innit? Yeah.
Okay, not £1 million. So okay, so when you were a teacher, did you enjoy it?
Do you know, with teaching, it's so bittersweet. Like the day I went, I'm not shy to say this. The day I went home and I cried my eyes out.
Is it?
The last day when I walked
you
away,
build a connection with
I went home and I cried my eyes out. And I believe that teaching is something that, again, even with what we do, I'm teaching in some capacity. And I believe, to be honest with you, it's highly likely it's something I'll go back to in some kind of capacity, or working with young people at some point. But I didn't hate, it's not that I hated teaching. I was exhausted, I was drained, and the reality is what I was putting in versus what I'm getting out.
It's mad, isn't
it? It had all the negatives, and the positive was very slight. But I don't hate teaching.
Well, okay, just very quickly, what were like 2 or 3 negatives?
So for me, my overall like work-life balance, you know,
Isn't a work-life balance all right for teachers? Because you get
they
like
go
6
mad, bro.
weeks, you get,
nah, bruv, nah,
you
bruv,
get
because
all the
they're working to get
holidays.
home,
holidays,
bruv.
bruv, the holiday you're in bed because you're so exhausted. Like if you work in a secondary school, and particularly if you work in a sort of behavioural pastoral capacity, bruv, by the end of that week, by the end of that term, by the end of that academic year, you're conked. Even when I finished, I had to hibernate for a few months.
Drains you, bro.
I had
Energy
to
in it, bro.
hibernate. I didn't see daylight for a few months. I was
Drains you in it, bro. Drains you. I think it drains you,
blood,
man.
sweat, and tears.
People's
Literally.
energy in it, bro.
Blood,
You're
sweat,
taking
and
energy
tears
from
on a
people.
daily basis. Yeah.
Everyone you meet, you're taking energy from them, aren't you? Man, you got loads of little kids, like little rats running around. I mean, imagine that annoying little kids. I mean, you just feel like giving them a backhander, but you can't. I mean, you know.
I think I'd be all right with maybe secondary kids. I don't know. I think
Even
you know,
teaching,
like
the
primary.
thing is, teaching is a thing you have to go. A lot of people go into teaching again, not really knowing what it's going to entail. And people go into it for different reasons. And I think if you go into it and you don't have a genuine passion there, it will only last so long, or you'll struggle, and it really will. You'll hate every second of it. The thing I can't say I hated every second. That's not the reality. But it was bittersweet. It was a love-hate relationship.
Can you see yourself ever going back?
Yeah,
Well, you can.
in some capacity, but not just as was.
Because you're doing a bit of teaching. Technically, you're
This
you're
is-
still
Yeah, he's
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
It's
innit?
teaching, it's training as well, bro. People
Yeah.
in the course is training, man. You know, after 4 days, your head is spinning, man. It's not easy, even like.
We'll talk a little bit about the course because I think that's interesting.
It's
innit? 'Cause
draining,
for
bro.
you, for you.
Yeah, man.
You've never really done nothing.
I've never
like
done it. I'm
that.
not a teacher, bro.
You're not a teacher, innit?
But I've actually forced myself to become one, like in terms of obviously my skill is what I do. So you know, I've learned, I've developed in terms of what I teach. You know, so
It's a big change for you. That kind of environment,
100%,
that
bro,
kind
I'm
of
not-
presentation, that kind
all
of.
right. What's like the hardest thing about it?
Don't say working with me.
nah, bro, I wouldn't say nothing hard. I think it's just a bit. No, it's not really hard to me because I'm used to people anyway. I won't say it's hard, but
If you
it's
had to
just
choose
overwhelming.
something, innit?
No, because I actually do enjoy it, because I meet different people. Every court, meet different people. We have a good laugh and joke. We meet different people. Different, everyone's different. So I don't really. It's our thing, isn't it? It's our business as well. So for us, it's our own thing. We're putting into our own thing. So
Would you
it's
say
not
it's easy?
yeah, definitely, man. I'm that kind of guy. I make anything. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, praise Allah.
I think the thing that is tiring, and probably I would think the thing that is difficult for you is that when you're delivering content in that way, when you're teaching, and when you're trying to keep things to a certain schedule and everything else, it's like putting on a performance. So is you're performing
balancing everything out, innit?
the entire time, and you
make sure
never
everything's
really
in-
switch off.
Everything's in line. You know
Because
what I mean?
you always, the students are always there.
Because if we're getting the theory, then
Even
we've
at
got to
the
show them
break
everything.
time,
We've
the
got
students are there.
we've got to make sure everything's in line. We've got to make sure they're catching up. They're doing everything properly. If not, then we want to make sure they learn properly. Because teaching them skill,
And the whole time you're watching,
monitoring, doing all this. It's not as easy as it looks.
you're
But
seeing, are they paying attention? You're seeing, are they keeping up? Do they
we can
understand
tell.
what's
We can
going
tell from the cohort as soon as we walks. We can tell which one's going to make it, which one's not straight away.
Yeah, that's
We can tell straight away as soon as we look.
Is that mainly to do with their attitude, though?
on? A lot of it.
A lot of it, yeah. Some people you see like
Because
there's
it is
like
attitude, and
attitude.
that's what
Someone
it
comes
is.
like
100%.
someone comes with a
think
stat face, not willing to learn. They're not going to learn it, bro.
Because if you look at the most successful people out there, yeah, and I always say this, they're not like geniuses or they're not very intelligent. Well, obviously, they're somewhat intelligent, but
They're
it's
savvy.
The
They're
attitude,
savvy.
and it's the attitude towards what they're doing.
actually
They're,
what
they're
you're
willing
doing.
to put in the work. They're willing to listen. They're willing to take risks.
Having a certain kind of
And they're willing to be
humility,
consistent.
Willing to be consistent, man.
Do you get me?
100%.
There's other people out there that are probably more intelligent than these people. Yeah.
Yeah, by paper they're way better on job, but
They just don't apply themselves.
They don't
and
apply
they're
themselves.
lazy,
They
they're
don't know
at
how to do
home,
it.
They're procrastinating.
they're not willing to take that risk, not willing to take that jump, and they don't want to take that extra leap of faith. You know what I mean? Someone's got to roll the dice and let it go, bro.
Okay, talent or hard work?
Talent, bro.
Yeah.
Talent, man.
I'll say hard work with that one.
I think if you got talent,
I think hard work beats talent.
Yeah. You can have, based on exactly what you're saying now, someone can have talent but not apply it,
Yeah.
and they won't do anything.
yeah, but if they apply it, then it's
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
back. So it's kind of
So you could be very gifted in something.
But
if
you
you're not
sat
putting
at
in the
home with
work,
hands, yeah.
it's not going to happen.
The guy that's probably not nowhere near as half as good as you, if he's putting in the work, he's gonna end
Look
up.
at Ronaldo.
Look at Ronaldo. Bro.
Ronaldo started off with kicking the ball everywhere, and then he really got himself in. Then he put all the hard work and look at him, the goal.
Yeah, he was a beast.
I think
innit?
particularly now as well with the world, the way it's opened up and the whole online side of things and everything else. A lot of people who have achieved a certain recognition, it's not because they're the best in their field, it's because they've been consistent. Like even if you look at these social media platforms, that's what they're rewarding. They're
Yes.
rewarding showing up,
Consistent.
constantly churning content, particularly with TikTok and stuff like this. It is quantity over quality.
Consistency, isn't it? You got to be consistent. You got to be in people's faces. You got to People need to know who you are. Like I'm very eager about it in the course. I mentioned about having a face behind the brand. I'm a big believer of that, man. I'm a big believer of that.
I want to start creating more content. I think.
It has to be a face behind the brand, bro.
So you know, people would assume, because I run my own podcast, that I'm quite confident, or it's easy for me to sit in front of a camera, yeah. But I find this easy, and you know why I find this easy? Because
It's broken up by others.
I'm having a conversation.
Yeah.
I forget sometimes that the camera's even there.
Beautiful.
So when I'm sitting with my guest, I'll do a little introduction, and I'm just literally having a conversation. But you know, talking in front of a camera, like if sitting in front of a camera,
bit different,
like, yo, I get a little bit. I don't know if you guys feel that.
I've never had them issues, alhamdulillah, of like feeling a bit. I can just whack the camera and throw a reel at, and I'm like, so I will never like redo it. I'll just like go straight to the app and just talk.
So
to
you've
you
always been like that.
Yeah, I was. It's just a camera, bro. You deliver it. You've made a digital footprint. It's not going to stay there for life now. It is.
It's
What it is. So like I wouldn't like record it sometimes.
But I
and then
think,
post it.
you
I'd
know
have
what,
to,
I think a lot of
It
it
is
is.
the opposite. I'm very.
He doesn't have to
self-conscious.
record it.
Because I'm, you know what it is with me, it's not just about, it's not about like just being shy or something like that. It's more about me as a person. Everything I'm kind of interested in right now is about how do you come across, and how do you intentionally create a certain type of perception. And so I look at
why not
myself
just be
from
yourself?
Yeah, I think you
But
deep it too much.
you
bro.
are yourself.
I agree. I think that's an element of overthinking, you know.
Way overthinking.
I
bro.
understand, and I'm probably somewhat like you.
I'm totally opposite to that. I couldn't give a damn.
You just don't care at all, bro.
no
And I think
filter.
that's such a you know to
Alhamdulillah.
have that to not care too much about what other people
Shouldn't, bro.
think or how you come across,
Yeah,
or
people, bro.
oh, my beard, or he's looking a bit scruffy
For
today.
me, it's
Whatever,
not even
like,
about other
less,
people.
bro.
It's about me.
You got your own
Does that
battles,
make
then, bro.
sense?
You got
It's-
something going inside
it's
yourself.
about me, like how I'm very intrigued by how I seem to me.
That's weird, bro. That's some
no, it's
split
waffling.
personality.
It's waffling.
Some split personality disorder thing, bro. It can happen.
No,
It can happen.
because you gotta let's be honest about this, innit? Because
That can happen, bro. You don't know.
where so you know how people say, so there's this thing called spotlight effect. So we go around the world thinking that there's a massive
Everyone
spotlight
is-
on
yeah,
us,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and everyone's looking at us and
don't
everyone's
think that.
judging us.
I don't
But a
think
lot of people do, so you don't probably have that.
I couldn't care less about
Yeah,
that, bro.
so it's like borderline main character syndrome, innit? Yeah,
Bro,
where-
actually, well, I've never cared about what people think. I couldn't care less. I mean, don't pay my bills, bro.
yeah.
Man,
So that's
I
a
could
that's
not
a
care
really
less.
good mindset to have, I
Hey,
think.
yeah, bro, I've got me to where I've got to. Alhamdulillah, I could not care less.
So let's
I don't-
be honest, because obviously you create content and you've been creating content for like
Yes.
you've been posting and you've been doing your
Decade,
thing.
probably.
So now it's like natural. So at the beginning, was it natural to
No,
you?
straight away, like, literally, I said, this thing called Instagram, and I thought, oh, wicked, and I pressed the thing, and I accidentally went live. And with about 6 people, I actually went live, and then they were like, oh, E, who are you? I was like, this is someone, E, who are you? I was like literally, like it was the Revive Pajama Clink therapy, then I was doing what online, then I went, it was dead, it was like, cold, then it goes zero again.
Huh?
He did used to be more shy.
Nah, never, bro.
Look at that Joshua
Never.
video.
That was Joshua, the one. That was Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, of course.
That was him.
man.
That's
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
time I actually
yeah.
went in front with the celebrity.
Yeah,
Saying, "Yo,"
yeah,
and that's when he told me to come in the video, and I was a bit like,
Especially when you put on the spot as
yeah,
well.
because
innit?
he told me in the video, he goes, "Yo, come in the video," and I was a
Yeah.
bit like, "Oh," I was like, I didn't know when to do that video.
Yeah.
He
And
goes,
you know a lot of people are going to be watching it, innit?
that because what he done then, he went live, didn't he? While I'm doing his therapy, he went
Oh, did
live.
he?
He actually went live and put the phone down. It went next day on the Sun. If you type in Sun cupping, like, and you see me on top of him and doing all that. He went all the major newspapers, all the major news articles. Overnight, I was all over the major news articles, like, you know.
I think that was a big climb for you, man. MashaAllah. I think that was.
And that time he was a big. It was a that was a world. It was just before his world championship fight, and I didn't even know. He randomly phoned me like out the blue.
So he just randomly called you.
He
Bro.
called me, goes, "Yo, bro, it's me, AJ. Yeah, what you saying?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was still doing football there, but I wasn't posting. I wasn't doing anything. I was doing like low level teams. I was doing like.
It was like
but I
word
was.
of mouth kind of game.
I don't know. And he goes, "Can you come
Did
to
you not ask
Watford?"
him? Say, yo, bro, like, dude, how did you find out?
Nah, I never bothered. I just crap went there, bro. And
that wasn't the first thing
Because he
I
lives in
said.
an area called Golders Green, and I went to Golders Green, and this is when like now he does it everywhere anyway. Don't know his kid, knows pays about it now, but I had it at the peak time.
Yeah.
When it was like bang at the peak time.
I remember, what was that swimmer's name? He
Michael
helps-
Phelps.
Yeah.
Phelps had
So
it all
then
over.
that's the one.
That's when really in like mainstream media.
Yeah.
That's how it really went to new heights, man. But it was like with AJ, it was like it was nice to meet him. Nice guy, walked in, big massive guy, walked in huge. You know what I mean? And he's walked
He's got a
in,
good presence in it.
big guy, man, huge, like
I
proper.
think
Like,
when you're that tall and you're
6'6"
built
and
as well, like a
and I
tank,
remember went to his flat once, and my brother wanted to meet him. My brother dropped me off to Golders Green. That's where he lives. So he's got his mum's place in Golders Green. They use it as like a pad, and I went there and I go to my brother. I go to my brother. He goes, "Yeah, bring him up." And not the one. He's opened the door. My brother looking like a big giant, huge. And I'm a small guy, bro. You get me? He's about 6'6". He's huge, nice guy, really nice guy. I got time. I like Joshua. I got time for Joshua.
Okay, so without
I
saying
like him.
any names, yeah. So now that we're talking about it, yeah, has there been anyone that you thought, oh, what a bit of a
What do I?
arrogant?
Yeah, bad nubbins, bro.
Yeah.
Bad, bro. Some of these famous ones, bro.
Yeah.
I got a list of footballers that owe me P, bro.
No
That
way.
owe me stacks, bro. I got footballers, big boys. I'm not gonna expose them because it's not my style. Because they might pay me. They owe me P, bro.
But these
P-
people are on good money.
If you're
man.
watching,
Pay
whoever you might be,
Pay the man his money, bro. Pay the man his money.
Come
You
on,
get me?
people.
Because you're gonna need me one day. And that's what I say to him. I message him. I can show you messages. I'll call the face. I show you messages. I say one day you're gonna need me. One day you're gonna need me. And I say put the money down for you owe me first. Then pay me that. Then I'll come. Man's moved dirty, bro. They're stingy, bro. Stingy. These mans are stingy. Then you got other players, big hearts. Memphis Depay, my brother. Big heart, bro.
Yeah,
Man's like Memphis Depay, Paul Pogba. These mans got big hearts, bro. You want your money? There's your money. Take a bit extra, bro.
yeah,
Ballers.
yeah.
Not like fake ballers, bro. Your other man's out there, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, this, that.
Yeah, but bro, aren't they on good money anyway?
Down 300-400 bags a week, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, son of Adam, if you had a mantra of gold, you
But
want another.
That's like,
Stinginess. They're so used to have everything free.
that's like when they get caught like
Oh, is
shoplifting
that
and
what
stuff
it
like that,
is?
You know what I mean? It's like
That's like when they get caught shoplifting and stuff
weird,
like that, innit?
weird, bro.
They go
I
Tesco
No,
and they steal a donut,
you know,
bro,
I
got
like-
love for all my clients, bro. My clients are sick geezers, bro. But some of them who do owe me a bit of P, bro. And it'd be nice to run that back, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
due respect, it'd be nice to run that back, you know what I mean? Because when you need me next, I'm not gonna come. I got my self-respect, bro. I don't need them. They need me, bro. All due respect.
300, 400 bags a week, bro. You're talking about some top players there, G.
Man's, you know,
That's mad.
a man's not running it back, bro. And it's like, you know what?
But
Alhamdulillah.
they're just not paid for the services or whatever.
They just don't answer your calls, bro. Until they need you. Oh, bro, you. And it's like, okay, bro. But what about
Yeah.
what about then?
Don't you just send them an invoice and just say, "Oh, listen, get this."
Bro,
box
they
stuff."
blanket to no man's business, bro.
Yeah.
Some of them blanket. Then you got the ballers, the big heart mans like Memphis
They
Depay.
will just. Yeah.
Big man, bro. I have your stack waiting for you. I said, bro,
Yeah.
there you go. I need your signed shirt as well, bro. I love that guy, Memphis Depay, man. One of my favorite clients, you know, Memphis Depay.
Yeah.
I love for Memphis, man. Bad man.
See, I'm not-
See
I'm not really-
swag. Have you seen
I'm
swag?
not really big into football. You
Bad.
know? I don't know about you, bro.
None of us are.
None of us are, bro. None of us are,
You
bro.
know how rare that is, bro. Because
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like a
yeah,
lot of the boys, they'll be talking about football. Because I'll just go to sleep, man.
I couldn't care less about it, bro. I
Just
couldn't care
watching,
less.
they're very
Smart ways,
passionate
yeah.
and
I literally just like taking the mick out of like Liverpool because my mates, a lot of my mates are Liverpool fans, and
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
like
yeah.
if I do sport team, it's probably Man United because that was one of the main clubs that I broke into. Like in terms of like Man United was a big thing for me. It was like people were like, no way, you ain't gonna do like I was working small. No one thought I'm really gonna make it as big as I did. Alhamdulillah, praise
do you
Allah.
watch football?
Now I'm forced to watch it because I have to watch certain players, watch the injuries, see if they're playing correctly. So, no.
But you wouldn't watch it just because you. Nah.
If a player messages me now, bro, I gotta Google him first, bro. I gotta Google him first, bro.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law Nabil, you remember this, Nabs? My brother-in-law was outside, and I was with a Man U player, bro. And this Man U player, they call him by a shorter name. I didn't know who he was, bro. I've heard the name in the paper, like, whoa, this guy's meant to be a baller. I'm sitting there, I'm chilling with the guy for about 2 hours, bro. In Pogba's yard. And we're just chilling, chatting, we're playing messing. He's like a football pitch in his yard, having a laugh and joke. And I'm sitting there with this geezer, and he's sitting on a normal tech place, Nike. I just took a picture of him. I said to my brother, who's this man? He goes, yo, that's my man. And my eyes lit up like, huh? And he's seen it, and he goes, you know who I wasn't it? I said, nah. He goes, good, bro. Then we took a picture, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not a football fan, bro. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
I'm content with who I am and how I am and where I am, bro. I can't change for nobody. I am who I am.
You know when you meet these clients, do they ever get offended if you don't know who they are?
Nah, I think they love it, bro. I think they've had enough for
prefer
people.
that, to be
I think they've had enough
honest.
for enough for people, like, you know, just sucking up to them so much. They've had much more normal,
I
bro.
think if you're in the limelight, innit, it gets
You know, with me, Aki,
person,
I'm a whether it's a footballer, whether it's a normal 9 to 5 guy from down the road, whether it's a barber from down the road. It's called an amana in Islam. When you're willing to hold an amana, bro, when it's a royal family of an Arab state, when you have an amana, bro, trust with somebody, it's a big thing, bro. Islamically, A, B, and C are here. Now we all know each other. Now if A and B speak and C walks to the toilet and then C comes back, so what were you talking about? He's got no business asking that, bro.
Yeah.
Even though he's our friend, he's got no
Okay,
business because he wasn't there.
Okay.
That's an amana, bro. It's not,
Yeah.
people get the misconception thinking, oh yeah, but he's one of the boys. No. He was, but he wasn't at the time, was he? So he has no business. Amana is that strict, bro. When a man tells you something, bro, you don't, you know, and there's been certain things, I've been tried and tested by these mans, bro. I know things like these men that the papers will bite your arms off for. I've had press follow me from these footballers' yards, you know what I mean? Like, follow me, you know what I mean? Because when I was a bit naughty, you know, they used to like try and put me in the papers, basically put my old mug shots. Yeah. They just put my old pictures in there. I had no beard them days saying, this guy, why is he working with A, B, and C? Didn't affect me, bro.
you know, obviously because you're working with high profile clients, that's gonna happen, isn't it?
But alhamdulillah, it's never affected me, it's made it better for me.
Yeah.
It's never affected me, because I'm a changed man, alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah. That line's been drawn a long time ago, many years ago, alhamdulillah, so,
Alhamdulillah.
you know, all praise to Allah, I have nothing to worry about, you know. And I think when you work sincerely in whatever you're doing, but yeah, it's all about that. It's like even now, my clinic, I cater for the normal man as well. A lot of people get this misconception. They think I don't work for normal people. I work with normal people as well.
Who's like, who would be someone that you'd love to work with?
Ronaldo. Yeah. I missed him by 2 weeks when he was at Man United. When we came back now, I had him back, so I was going to go see him. Then he moved to. Then he had a fallout with that. They made that interview. Remember? He goes, it's a rubbish club. They don't spend money. And they got rid of him and he went. I was going to book him in that week, bro. Man, I'd like to actually work with Ronaldo.
Not just football. Could be anyone.
Who I'd like to work with?
Yeah, it could be anyone. Doesn't have to be a football. It could be anyone that you know. Someone.
Wow, subhanallah. There's so many. That's a good question. Very good question. Who I'd like to like?
That's a difficult question.
Bro.
Yeah, so same question for you, bro.
You know who I'd like to work with, bro? It's a bit totally off the topic. It's a bit of a different one. I think what's gone about my great-grandfather, rahimahullah ta'ala.
Okay.
His name was Manga, and apparently I look like him. All my family are quite tall. They're normal, good middle size. I'm the smallest of my family. Yeah. And I've got a habit when I like sit there, I got a habit like, I got a thing, my mum to go to my granddad used to do this. I don't know, I've never seen the guy in my life. Apparently Luke should look like me, had the same beard as me, short guy like me, very snappy at times, exactly like me, lived off the cuff, you know what I mean? And he died way before my time. I'd like to meet him and work with him as well, you know what I mean? Spend time with him. I never met him in my life. And apparently I got a thing like, especially with roti, if I see things, I have to pick it up, bro. Food, I can't leave it lying around. Even though I'll be like, push it, we'll pick up later. No, I've got a habit of picking things off the floor and putting them to the side. It's a habit, bro. It's something I've always, and he used to do that as well. And the guy came to my clinic, an old man from Al Rock, one of the sorry, bro. I'll call you back, chairman. I'm in a podcast. Sorry. Yeah, like this, but yeah. But what was I saying? So with him, he was a great man in his time, very well known. And a man came to my clinic, for an old man, must have been about 95, 96, and you know me from Adam. Look at Allah's mysterious ways. And he's come and he's watching my behaviour, and something fell on the floor, and I picked it up, and he looked at me and goes, "Where are you from?" Put it in Pakistan. I said, "I'm from Sandla, Dadial." He goes, "Tu mangane ka lagna hai?" I was like, "That means, who are you to manga?" Yeah. I was like, "Who's manga?" But, I was like, huh? Then I remember the name, my great-grandfather's name. I asked my mum. My mum goes, "Yeah, that's that." He recognised, like, I asked him, I said, "Goes, you look just like him, man." He was my childhood friend in the army and everything. We used to, we were kids. He goes, "I remember he was an old man, really old, really like, cute, already fat." And he goes, "Who are you to him?" And I said, "That's my," so obviously I was like, I didn't know. Then when I seen next time, I said, "That's my granddad." He goes, "Oh, yeah." When I mentioned the village, you knew straight away who I was. But I didn't know who he was. You know what I mean?
You must have that similar look to him.
Yeah, like if you like, they say generations run, I think 7 genes up. I think if I'm sure 7 genetics up. Like Yahya could probably look like his great grandfather. You could probably look at your great grandkids might look like you, or they might swing off totally. And everyone looks different. So my kids look just like me. Like they look, my kids Abu Hurairah, and these, they got a bit different, but some things they do look just like me. The middle one, Abu Dhar, looks just like me. Little things he does. He's short. Abu Hurairah's got a bit more of a chinky look to him. He's a bit more, but Abu Dhar is like, he'll do certain things just like me, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's different, isn't it? So kids play a big...
How many kids you got now?
I got 3, alhamdulillah.
Mashallah,
3, alhamdulillah. I had 4, one passed away, rahimahullah ta'ala, alhamdulillah. Blessing from Allah, innit? And going that way.
100%
kids. Big blessing from Allah, man. Big blessing from Allah. I don't think I probably registered it, to be honest with you.
Huh?
It's only been about 7-8 months. I don't think I probably registered it, to be fair.
Oh, it's been 7 to 8 months, is it?
7 months. 8 months. 8 months. 8 months. Alhamdulillah, it's from Allah, bro. These things happen, you know what I mean? Yeah. You never think you're going to bury your own child, innit, bro? You never think you're going to bury your own kid, bro. You never think that, You never ever think you'd do that, you know what I mean?
My mate.
You never ever think that, though. It's very weird. You hear stories, you think that you never think you'd bury your own child, You never ever get to a point where you think that you're going to bury your own kid, you know what I mean? I don't think I've recovered from that, bro. That's what most of my life I don't recover from nothing, to be fair.
I don't think it's something
recoverable.
that you just get over.
What gives me hope is the hadith of Rasulullah that they'll drag the mother from the umbilical cord to Jannah, That gives me the
That's it.
That gives me the hope. And alhamdulillah, that they came on, and maybe he had been in the world and he would have been. His name was Abu Ubaidah. I named him Abu Ubaidah. So I named him, alhamdulillah. I was like Abu Hurairah, Abu Dhar, Ruqayya, Abu Ubaidah. So I don't think I've clearly registered that yet. Maybe it might sneak up on me, I have times when I'm at home and I just break out. Like, you know what I mean?
Like a short
something like that.
I just, break out.
Obviously, I'm not speaking from experience at all, but something like that, it will, whether you realize or not, it will
sneak up on you. Yeah, sneak you up, bro. You never think you're gonna bury your own child, bro. Never.
So from what I know of friends of mine or people that I've worked with in my sort of like coaching and whatnot, things like that, it never leaves you.
Never.
I think grief in general never leaves a person.
Never does,
Something
bro.
That you,
I'll tell you what, it'd be very hard. Like, you know, especially a lot of my friends who have lost their parents. I think parents would be a very hard one, bro. You know, and I think that holds the house, especially in Asian households. It holds the house together. Parents, like everyone probably goes to mum's now on a set day. Like we all go to mum's on a set day. Like, you know, everyone links up there. You know what I mean? Like we'll go every day checking anyway, but everyone gets a set day. But when they're gone, who'd you go then? Allah
And
Akbar.
I suppose people react differently in it.
Yeah.
Everyone reacts. Everyone's got their own way of dealing with grief, and I think for me, if it wasn't for our deen, if it wasn't for our religion, bro, I'd be on the streets right now, bro. I'll be honest with you.
You had to be
I would have
spinning,
lost it. I would have lost it.
Alhamdulillah for Islam, bro.
Alhamdulillah, bro.
Alhamdulillah for Islam. So that gives us that sanctity. And that hadith that really, I think you sent it to me as well. A lot of brothers sent it to me, that hadith, said, look, Cam, I said, Alhamdulillah. I said, it's sufficient for us, you know. Then what made it easy for me as well, and at that time, you know, may Allah bless our Palestinian brothers and sisters and all the Muslims of the world, everyone of the world, you know. And is I had a chance to bury my child, bro. They can't even bury their kids, bro.
Bro, they're seeing their kids.
They can't even bury their kids, bro. They're picking up pieces and putting it underground and saying that's sufficient.
Don't you think it's mad?
Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we're literally scrolling past and we see, you know, a clip of something happening like that, and then we can just scroll past it.
Become desensitized in it, bro. But it hasn't. I think the events. I'm a firm believer that the events, modern day events, change your future and change how you see things and what you plan. I could have had a plan 2 months ago, and I probably don't give a damn about that now because of the modern day things that are happening in the world right now. They change your events. It's impossible to live a normal life, bro. It's impossible, you know. Things happen, they change. They say that history makes your future, doesn't it? Like even me just saying history, that word has now become history. This sentence I've said now has become history. That shapes my future. For me to go to another sentence, I have to link it. Everything, the past plays a big role.
I think
once
we're
time
all
is gone,
impacted so much more than we care to realize or register by what's going on around us.
bro, it's crazy, man.
And different things are happening in our lives and whatever that, yeah. And unless you can find a way in which you actually can sort of categorize that and sort of put it in a place and learn to navigate around it
Allahu
or
Akbar.
understand how you bring that into different, then it affects you, but you don't know how it affects
Don't know how
you.
it affects you, bro. You don't know how it affects you, bro.
Mm.
You don't know what it does that now with my child, with my little Abu now. I don't know how that's gonna sneak up on me, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. I don't know if it has already or if it hasn't. I don't know, bro. I fully don't know. I've not been in that deep water yet. If that makes sense, I've not been to that black hole yet. I've not hit that black hole for me to know.
There was a woman that I know, you know, the one that used to sew my mom's clothes.
Gigi.
She goes that it hit her 5 years later from when her mom passed away.
Allahu
Or
Akbar.
mom or dad. It hit her 5 years later.
Subhanallah. How are your siblings coping?
You know, we're like this, bro. We're tight.
MashaAllah.
Do you get it?
Allah bless you, bro. That's a beautiful,
And,
beautiful thing to see, man. Very close.
Very close, bro.
Allah bless you.
Very close. Bro.
Alhamdulillah. From day one.
From day one.
Allahu Akbar.
And this just brought us even closer, bro.
Alhamdulillah, man.
And you have to, innit?
Alhamdulillah,
And
bro.
this is when you appreciate.
How's
like,
dad?
Alhamdulillah, bro. They're as good as they can be, innit?
Yeah, man. Allah bless him. Man.
And this is when you think, you know what, bro? Like, you know, having that support network.
One of my good friends, Saki, one of my very childhood best friends, he lost his mother about a month and a half ago. About 2 months ago. One of my childhood friends, Saki, and he lost his mother, and he's not been the same as well, man. You know, I've not had a chance to sit down and dissect it from yet. I don't really want to put him in that situation. You get me? Because like my childhood friend, brother from 30 years, you know, and just
It's one of them, and it's a tricky situation, bro. As long as he knows that you're there.
Now I'm always there.
That's
man,
the main thing,
Alhamdulillah,
innit?
always there for him, man. He knows this, man.
Because sometimes people just want to just leave them to.
Yeah, let them settle, let them do their thing, innit?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I think, this might sound a bit crazy, sometimes I think, you know what, we'll go someday.
Yeah.
I don't know how, that's a bit weird. How I think, you know what, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
We all die someday.
No, but this is why, innit? You go to the grave and you gotta think, you know, our ultimate destination.
It's the ultimate, it's full circle. We have to, it's the only thing that's promising it. Calling enough things like the mouth, every soul stays there. So I think, you know what,
It's the only thing that's certain in life.
their time today, my time will be tomorrow, or maybe
And I
today.
think, but I think it's only with Islam can you be
Accept
as
that
as just frank about it
Yeah.
and accept it.
Without anything else, it'd be crazy.
Because you have to think, and I think it's important because again, we talk a lot, we reference Islam, we talk about things, but it doesn't mean a whole audience is Muslim, right? And I think, and obviously, like, I'm a revert to Islam. A lot of people in my life are not Muslim. A lot of the most important people in my life are not Muslim. And again, so for me, navigating certain things
Allahu Akbar.
is a big challenge. But then also having a certain
Belief.
empathy for them, because actually, you know, if you don't have the criteria that we have,
Yeah, man.
how do you view life? Do you get what I'm saying? If you do, it's impossible for us to even imagine or even fathom for 1 second now not believing in Allah.
It's deep, bro.
You know, not believing in Islam, not having that criteria, right? Not having that guideline. And you know, you said if it wasn't for Islam, you'd have gone on a mad one or whatever. You'd have lost the plot or whatever. I think that about life in general. Like for me, it's so hard to even put my mind back to where I don't want to let myself.
Yeah,
don't
even think it.
But
I mean,
I can't imagine disbelief. I can't imagine not having Islam as but the point is,
people around you who are
people
not
around me and everything else, they don't have that guideline for their life.
It's scary, man.
And so they don't see the world through the same lens as I see it.
Bro, it's literally.
They can't go. Even right now, like, I'll be honest, like, my mum's messaging me now because like a friend's partner's just passed away or whatever, and we're having a conversation about that. But I'm how I have the conversation. I have to be sensitive to
her feelings.
To a different possible understanding, whilst also not saying anything that's not correct.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's my whole life, is constantly navigating that.
You have to stop before you think, before you talk in it. So literally on the way, went home picking Dad up from the airport today, and you know my Uncle Colin, my dad's best mate Colin, like family, bro. He's been around us for years. My Colin's still in my nappies, and he's not a Muslim, but now he's at the point where he can't walk. He's bedbound. Everything, we have to do shopping, everything for him. I said to Dad, Dad, look, what's gonna happen? Because we drove past, you know that great Urton graveyard. That big on the motorway, you drive past. I said, Dad, and his mum's there. He's Witten Cemetery, and his mum's buried there. And Dad goes, Colin's got a spot there. I said, Dad, why don't you take Islam? Why don't you take Shahada? We'll do the rest, man. He's got nobody. Just let Colin take Shahada. And he goes, I don't know, maybe you can. I said,
also, man, that's
guidance from Allah. I said, just say to him, look, Colin, just repeat these words, just and leave the rest to Allah, man. Allah's the most merciful. You repeat these words, and we'll handle everything else. We're like your family anyway. And you know, some random niece might come out nowhere and cremate him. You know, someone might just bury him. You know what I mean? I don't. He's like family, bro. You get me? Uncle Colin. And we call him Uncle. You know what I mean?
It's not in your.
It's not in our capability. It's out of our control. This is guidance from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. You know.
Now imagine that's actually your direct relatives.
Exactly. But
I always find speaking to reverts interesting, and because everyone's journey is very different, man.
Trust me.
If I ask you about your journey, I'm pretty sure it's going to be different to a lot of people's, isn't it?
100%.
But the dynamic of how to deal with family, how
it's
to
not
deal
easy,
with
bro.
your past, like that's what I find interesting, man. Because we kind of take it for
We're born to it.
And do you know what? I've been having this conversation with a few people recently as well. Of like, for you guys, alhamdulillah, you're practicing, you pray, you do what you do, you stay away from the major sins, etc. from what's apparent, right? But let's say tomorrow, and again, may Allah protect you, let's say you fall off, you take a bit of a slip, you take a bit of a slide. There's no question mark on your Islam overall. Because by default, your setting, your family, your environment, you're still Muslim. Me now, if tomorrow something happens, may Allah protect me, someone catches me in a club, or you know what I mean,
you get labelled so much.
I cut my beard off, or I'm.
You get labelled so much. People give you like the hardest time ever in it, and
everyone's gonna assume I'm
Murtad or something. You know what I mean? Astaghfirullah, protect you. But you're right. People blame very fast. It's true.
And
they get a hard time.
Again, even in yourself, you have to try and like work out like your own religiosity of like acknowledging when you have those weak times, but what does that mean? And like,
what do you do? How do you navigate?
You're always on a different kind of borderline.
It's not easy, bro.
Than the Muslim by default, should we say? Because the Muslim by default, who barely has prayed a prayer in his life, he's still regarded as a Muslim by everyone, regardless.
Yeah,
the person who comes to Islam, and in their early years, a lot of the time we make a mistake because we put a lot of work into almost proving our Islam for everyone, but not really focusing on what we need to focus on.
Yeah, I get that.
Deep, innit?
Yeah,
it's very deep. It's not easy for the reverts, man. It's not easy.
And it takes years and years and years, and there's like stages and phases that people go through, and you're pushed and pulled in different directions.
It's mad, man.
You get put on a platform, and people, you've been Muslim 2 seconds, and you see this now as well a lot. These people been Muslim 2 seconds, and they're like on these big platforms, speeches, this, that, and whatever. And then there's the flip side of that, where you've been Muslim for 10, 15, 20 years, and people talk to you as if you're about 3 years old.
I was gonna so there was a little segment I was gonna do, so I don't know if you're gonna have time to do it, but I'll drop one of them in. So it's about unpopular opinions that people may have in it, so I'm gonna read a few statements out. So it's regarding what you're just talking about,
SubhanAllah.
So reverts are often embraced emotionally but abandoned practically.
Yes.
Very true. I agree with that.
Yes.
That's
full stop,
interesting,
exclamation
They do.
mark.
He can explain
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. I don't believe, to be honest with you, I think.
So you know, like people will find yes, revert, brother, and then see later.
Done?
Yeah,
Finished?
Done. That's
Okay.
it. You're on your own.
Okay, you know, the truth is, I think in general, I believe, to be honest with you, again, this is maybe controversial, but I think the Muslims in general in this country have a very, so back to the conversation we were having last time, I think we have a very surface level and a slightly confused understanding about Islam, and we over prioritize certain things and we under prioritize other things, and a consequence of that is we're quite insecure, even as Muslims by default, born Muslims,
100%.
culturally Muslims.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So, I think that like the way people are Muslim in this country is very different to being Muslim in Muslim countries.
Yeah, but isn't that
Not
inevitable?
because of the environment, in the sense of like the
seriousness of
climate or anything else. I just mean the way that people feel on a day-to-day basis is very different.
You know, being in a Muslim country, you know, a person that doesn't pray here, for example, if they go to a Muslim country, they're more likely to pray.
Yeah, 100%. Of course.
And that's the beauty of being in a Muslim
Alhamdulillah.
country.
Azan 5 times a day, bro.
Do you know what I mean? You
It's a
hear the
constant
azan
reminder.
and-
So everyone's praying, you know.
Whereas here,
And there's
You're
a
just
shared
surrounded.
value that everyone is bought into.
yeah.
So like on the way back from Kuwait now and in the airport, man, we come to, I think, the third time, the place was rammed. Prayer room on every floor in the airport. Everyone's
beautiful,
running
man.
in, you know what I mean, just praying.
Yeah, beautiful.
Queues like there was overload in the prayer room and everyone's just salam,
What do
salam.
we
And
have here? We just have fitna around us, bro. We just have temptation after temptation.
so ultimately, bro, it's Dar al-Kufr. It's not a Muslim country, ultimately. It's not a Muslim country, innit?
So this is another reason why they say, you know, you should be careful who you surround yourself with.
Yeah, companies, everything, bro. If you got the wrong company, you're just sunk, bro. If you're gone,
Chilling with four bums, you're
you're
gonna
the
be
fifth, bro.
one, innit?
You gotta have the right company. You're better off
I think a lot of the time you're better off by yourself.
by yourself, bro.
But that's dangerous again.
Being
Self with your family. If you're married with your family, bro.
you should be able to be by yourself, yeah, in the sense where you don't need anyone, but having good people around you is important, man.
Acts like me, bro. People think I live this wild life, innit, bro.
Yeah,
You know what my life consists
People
of,
would
bro? I live a
assume
very simple
because-
life, bro.
because the access that you have in it.
Aki, my car, I drive a Toyota Steamer most of the time. My buddy drives a Golf. We share that sometimes. Most of the time, my Steamer, I'm around, I'll do my own thing. Supermarket's next door. My clinic's on my road. Work, home, masjid, mom. I see Yahya.
Okay, so is
don't go out, bro.
this
This is me,
so
bro.
people would assume, look, you know, you've built a career for yourself.
People think he lives this
Mashallah, you're
mad
doing-
lifestyle. He's out every
you're
day, he's
successful.
chilling. That's people.
and it's not even that you've got access to that lifestyle. So if
Easy.
you could, you can.
Drop of a hat, bro.
Yeah. So that's what I think people find difficult is the fact that because a lot of people are not living that lifestyle because they can't. Let's face it, innit?
Just a
Because they don't have
facade,
the
bro.
finances or they don't have access to certain people.
The links,
Whereas,
innit?
you know, you can, if you wanted to, you could go live that lifestyle.
I can go to any
yeah?
part of Europe, bro. Any Gulf state, and I'm nice.
So what's stopping you then?
Self-respect, bro. Make it yourself, man. Do it yourself. Be your own man. Be who you are, innit? I am who I am, bro. I'm just a normal kid, innit? I'm just a normal kid who grew up and alhamdulillah managed to sit on the right things and do the right things and stay away from the wrong things, give up things for the sake of Allah and Allah replace it with things better. That's what I did, bro. That's what I did. I gave, I firmly believed, and I made that dua when I went to Hajj, like I was saying in that first podcast. I made that dua, said, Wallah, take me from haram, put me up on a good path. Give me work with that I'm doing around the world. I'm doing that today. You have to believe in it, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm content with what I got, bro. I'm not
To be fair, you
bothered.
are like a real life example of that, innit?
All praise to Allah, bro. I live
So
a
I
very
remember,
simple life,
bro,
Aki.
back in, I remember this one day. Yeah, I won't say too much. Yeah. Bro, so imagine
Don't draw.
we went to Star City. We got kicked out. We went to Pavilion. Remember Pavilions?
Yeah, the little,
Kicked out. Went bull ring. Kicked out. Everywhere we were going, somehow we were getting kicked out, bro. Because we were just on antics, innit?
good days.
So you know, like seeing a brother like that,
That's
Alhamdulillah.
how far back you two go.
bro. We went.
Yes, man. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Allahumma barik. MSN Messenger days, man. We became friends.
MSN days. Oh, MSN days was sick. I don't know if
MSN
you
wicked.
remember
Yeah.
MSN. MSN days were
MSN
too
was
sick.
sick, man.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you're my age, innit? Yeah.
Load up the AOL disc and then
Yeah,
the phone
yeah,
rings, you just get cut off.
You know what it is? It was simple days, man.
Easy, bro.
I think now it's just all about stunting, innit? It's all
The
about,
lifestyle now is so fake. But I look at some of these mans, bro. You know, I've just come out from Kuwait now, bro. These mans are ballers, bro. And you look at every day, you look at the people here, you think, what are you doing, bro? Everything's on finance. Everything's just, you know, it's okay. Just, they're not really about that life.
But you said something interesting right at the beginning of this podcast, bro. You go, being rich gets you respected. So people confuse that now. So if I make it out like I'm rich, I'm gonna get a certain level.
But it burns out because they're not really, they burn out, bro.
You burn out.
They burn out because it's not the reality, bro.
And then that respect has been lost.
Been lost. If you look like a fool, building
A
up.
lot of people are just faking it, bro.
Majority are faking it, bro.
So people live by the statement of fake it till you make it.
What a sad way of living, bro. But if you look at some of these man's finances, bro, if you look at how these man's, bro, they haven't got pot to pee in, bro. And they're walking and driving around like, yeah, bro, we're on it, bro, we're on. What are you on, bro? Just live
Priorities
simple, bro.
are wrong, innit?
Priorities are wrong. Live simple, bro. Some of the richest men out there, they're top dogs, bro. Bro, you wouldn't even...
Bro, there'll be billionaires wearing Casio watches.
Casios, bro. Simple geezers, bro. I used to have a clinic. In I used to work with a clinic in when I used to book my clients in Moorgate, Central Banking, London. The clients I see there, bro. I had one guy come in, just a Burberry coat. You can't see his Burberry, black. Nice pair of loafers, simple. You can't tell everything. What's he wearing? Just a Patek Philippe on, bro.
But if you know, you know, innit?
Bro, this guy owns half the banking dynasty, bro. Multi-trillionaire, forget billion, trillionaire. He just comes see me like a Jewish guy.
But I like that, you know that quiet.
But he's rich, but you could tell he was.
Yeah.
He's
He's not loud, and he haven't got like massive Louis Vuitton.
Nah, ugly.
You know
He's got a Burberry coat, a Burberry
a
Burberry coat with a little rope that wraps around. Nice, the Burberry's in the colours. Simple. Patek Philippe. I didn't know what Patek Philippe was. It was all about the Rollies, bro. It was all about Patek Philippe. See what an ugly watch. Not realising it's worth over 200 grand, bro. Simple, come in. All right, mate. Very respectful. I talked. This is the problem. Blah, 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 blah. Done. See you later. Done. Gone. Walked out. Multi, bro. And you think, wow.
I think the people that try to show that are less likely to actually.
They're very insecure people, bro. They're very insecure people. They've got demons. They're fighting within themselves, and they have to keep showing the world.
Trying to impress people that don't care about you.
You don't need to impress people, bro. You don't need to impress people, bro. Well, you don't not need to impress people, bro. You don't need to worry about what people think, bro. You do not need to worry about people. Worry about what you're doing for yourself, you know.
Okay, so do you think wealth and having a certain amount of money does give you respect?
Nah, I don't believe that does.
I think it does, you know.
I think it
whether
affects,
it should or not, it doesn't matter.
affects,
I think you're looking at it from a different angle. Whether you would show them respect or not, you would show anyone respect. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, you know, just generally in life, you know, when someone,
I think people want to get close to you when you got money.
Yeah, so
people
will treat you different.
Do you know what I think it does? I think, again, maybe not for you, maybe not for me, but in a general sense, I think a certain level of comfort which comes with wealth actually gives you a higher self-esteem. Because if you look at what gives you access to education, a private education is not the same as a state education. Back to our conversation which we had previously about class and certain opportunities and different things. When people come from wealth, back to that, you're saying he doesn't need to show it because he knows it.
He knows it.
When you come from a certain level of wealth, with it comes opportunity, with it comes education.
Doors open, definitely.
You have a certain self-esteem. You don't doubt yourself in the same way as someone who has had a rough time.
No, I get you.
And you've been shielded from certain things in life.
100%.
Because you never went hungry. There was never a time when, you know...
No, but don't you think the people that have made it, like self-made people, they appreciate the come up.
Yeah, man. Proper, man.
You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
They know their struggles, bro.
And yeah, exactly.
They know their struggles, man.
But where have they got to? They got to the point of wealth.
Yeah.
But they worked hard on it, bro. Nothing wrong with being wealthy, bro. You can do really well with it, man. Because you can do a lot more with it.
You know, one example of when people have an issue of
just jealousy,
like
bro. Just jealousy.
Whether it's jealousy or whether it's like because I can't do it, I don't want to see you do it.
Bad hearts, and
you know, because I don't believe that I can do it. Why do you believe that you can do it?
There's doubt. Everyone don't want to rub it. It's horrible. Bad hearts,
you know, like the benefits of being wealthy or having some money is private healthcare, for example.
Bro, good schools for your kids. What more do you want, man?
And your parents are ill. You're not putting them in private healthcare. Why not?
Yeah.
If you can.
If you can.
Do you know what I mean?
Good things for your kids. You know what I mean? Nice things.
For your kids, opportunities.
Get out the manor, nice things for you. That's what it's about,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, bro. You should aim for that, bro.
You should be aspiring to that.
Should be aspiring, man. Do good on dunya and deen and balance.
You know, like when you're obsessed with the money, like it's in your heart.
Like Mayweather, you know, hungry.
Yeah, Sally's soul.
Just Sally's soul, just
money,
dirty,
yeah.
just
That's
worshipping the money, like,
disgusting.
just money. That's just horrible, bro. That's just nasty. Just makes
Being
you
ambitious, being driven, stay true to yourself, stick with your morals and principles as a man, as a Muslim.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
You never go
do
wrong,
your
bro.
thing, bro.
Do your thing, man.
100%.
Fair play,
Do your
fair
thing,
play.
bro.
100%. You'll smash it that way.
you get what I
And
mean?
you'll keep that respect. You'll keep that balance. You'll keep that love of how you are to
100%.
people.
And you know
You've
what
got
to do with it once you get it.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
other issue. If you've not got, like, you know, these what they call it, lotto lout or whatever, people, they win the lottery, and because they've never had money,
Yeah, and they've peed it all down the
They-
drain. Yeah, man. There's
Yeah.
that one
they
guy.
just end up on drugs or, you know.
There's that one guy. I think he
drinking.
blew away like he blew a couple of million quid away.
More
He
than
built
that,
like a
yeah.
you know in his back garden
Yeah,
like a monster
yeah,
that got a big fat guy.
Yeah,
They have
yeah,
sovereigns
yeah,
and that.
yeah,
What's
Bro,
his
they'll
name?
be back on benefits, man.
That guy, bro, he came on GMTV and they got that, what you know with your money, and he
But
literally
again, why? Because look, he's got no mindset of financial planning.
He
He's
blames
got
the people around him. He goes to
he's
people
got
around him,
no
used him.
mindset of delayed gratification.
Bro, that doesn't matter, man. You know what they think? Because they haven't seen this money before,
That's what
they
I'm
think
saying.
it's unlimited, innit?
Yeah.
They're splashing it.
he went,
Women,
bro, he built
this.
he built like a monster truck thing in his garden. You know what I'm talking about?
Alright, but you know what I'm telling you? Those
He
2-3
enjoyed himself,
years,
yeah,
he
yeah,
had the
yeah,
best
yeah,
3
yeah,
years
yeah,
of his life, innit?
He's like proper factory, like some like,
Yeah.
funny eyebrows, like, you know, with old gold chains, and he's got gold hands, like
Oh, you
sovereigns all
know
over his
he's
hands.
lived his best life.
What was his name? Gary something. I think his name was. I don't know what his name
I
was.
remember, but I know exactly what you're on about. 'Cause
Big
I
fat
remember
guy.
in his backyard, he had this
Big monster truck.
like
Yeah, in his garden, he
and
built
it
them.
just- and then a couple of years, I think only lasted for like a few years.
Yeah, literally.
He burnt out, and now he's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I think he's working WHP or something. Bless him. 2-3 million £3 million, bro. You could live a lifetime with that, bro.
Bro, you're sorted. £3 million, you're sorted.
You could live a life. 1 million.
If
You
you
could live a
know
life.
what to do with that
You
money,
know what to do with it. That's
Yeah?
yeah.
If you had brought a few properties,
bro, 100 grand could sort a lot of people out.
bro, it could put you on a good,
Yeah?
good
But you
tech.
have to be financially educated.
You gotta have a good person
to
in
know-
your life, bro. You know, my wife, Mela, bless her, she's a very good woman when it comes to money, bro. She does all. She knows how to handle money. Alhamdulillah. Me, I'm stupid with it. Like, I'm like,
Do you trust her then? Do you
yeah,
kinda
a
let her
lot more,
deal with
bro.
it?
A lot
Yeah.
more, bro. I trust her with everything. She's a very wise woman. Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah.
And that's why, you know, that's
bless
how,
you, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's a very wise woman when it comes to money and expenditures and do this, do that. She knows.
Can't say that about many. You know what? Let's not go
She's,
down
mine's
this route.
very.
Yeah. Don't
You
do
know,
that
with
to her,
mine, but I have to go out my way and buy her stuff. She's like, oh no, why? I don't need another handbag. I don't need that. I just go out my way and get it, like, you know, every time I go
Yeah.
abroad, I get like from duty free or something, I get like some nice sprays or something. She's like, oh, why don't you know? She's like, what's the point? I've got, you know, she's very, alhamdulillah, and that helps a lot. Bro.
Alhamdulillah, man.
I'm a
mashallah.
bit stupid.
It's
with
nice
it,
to
like,
hear that though, man.
alhamdulillah, akhi, man. You know, the safe, you
It's
got
nice to
the
hear
right
that,
woman, bro.
'cause
You
I'll
can.
be real. I don't really hear that much.
Nah, I hear that. That happens, bro.
Next question.
It happens, bro. It happens.
How we do it for time?
It happens. You just gotta balance. I think you just gotta balance it out, really, innit? Marriage is hard work. I think you just gotta be best friends with your companion. Look, we all make mistakes. Everyone goes up and down. No one's perfect, but you gotta.
That was perfect. We all try our best.
We try our best, bro. Just take heed, take comfort, and just be as good as you can, innit, bro.
Okay, so what do you think of this unpopular opinion? A lot of parents care more about what people will say than what's right for their kids.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you think about that
I
one?
think it's disgusting, bro.
I don't know if
I think it's rubbish
because
parenting.
in our culture, not everyone, but it's like a stereotype in it where the parents care a lot about other people.
What's so and so gonna say? What's he gonna say?
So, for example, their children wants to study a certain career that's not accounting, doctors.
Yeah, they won't let him do it.
They want to do something else. I don't know, an artist or whatever.
They won't let him
What
do
are
it.
the people gonna think?
Yes, it's
Do-
just
do you-
always views about people, innit?
Do you know what my sort of what I comes to my mind when you ask that question, and through my experience of working with young people, obviously working with their families.
Yeah.
Also another little project that I kind of dabbled in and I'm developing, but I haven't sort of taken that far. But I think that most parents want the best for their children, but they don't know how to actually give them that.
The confusing.
I think a lot of parents, again, it's back to the discussion of class, it's back to the discussion of
No,
wealth.
no. So I hear what you're saying, and I think generally, of course, parents are gonna want best for their kids,
of course.
but they prioritize other people's opinions.
That's bad, isn't it? bro?
People in their family, people around their neighborhood, their community. What are other people gonna think?
But I think
shouldn't
that's
think
because
that, bro.
people don't actually know their own children, don't know how to communicate properly with their own children, and vice versa. So they don't have a realistic presentation of what their child actually is capable of. And so they have certain aspirations, yes, based on what we think is a good thing. I want my son to be XYZ. But they don't know how to get there. Secondly, they don't realize that doesn't actually fit their child.
You know, but exactly, doesn't matter. become a doctor because it will give the family respect.
But the kid can write his own name. But
Yeah,
the kid can write his own name.
Yeah, you gotta know where the standard is. If the guy wants to be a footballer, let him be a footballer, man.
Yeah.
Let him achieve it, man. I mean,
Yeah.
if he wants to be a PE teacher or whatever, you know.
Guide him, innit? Guide them,
explain,
guide
help
them, be there
Help
be
him,
there
get
for
me.
them. And who cares what other people think? As long as
Yeah,
you're not
what
doing
people
anything
think,
wrong, yeah?
Yeah,
As long as you're not doing
People,
anything that's
bro,
out of
people's
Islam or
opinion
anything
don't
like
mean
that.
nothing, bro.
Who cares what people think?
People don't mean, bro. Life is like TikTok, bro.
Yeah.
You scroll through,
Yeah,
10 posts that you forgot about what you thought. Forget
yeah,
about
yeah.
what people think, bro. Who cares what people think, bro? Somebody very close told me about that. About life is like TikTok. You know, you scroll 10 scrolls and you're like, who cares less, bro?
There's a person on TikTok, yeah. It's called rejection therapy. I don't know if you've heard of it, yeah. So what it is people will purposely put themselves in positions where they're gonna get rejected and they want to get used to that feeling of being rejected. So they'll walk around, they'll just lie down on the floor in the middle of a busy street.
So I had a guy who was
And what
coaching
that means is
Wow.
people will look at you and think, yeah, you're a bit of a weirdo for 2 seconds and then just carry on with their life.
See
Innit?
that? See that? People don't care.
But we care too much that we just restrict ourselves.
You
We're
don't care about what
scared
you
too
think.
much about what other people think. When in reality, bro, we
cares?
care too much about what we think about ourselves, not about
Exactly.
you, not about anyone else.
Okay, less about
Do
people.
you get what I mean?
Gotta be selfish
Sorry,
with
what
that,
were you
man.
gonna say?
I was gonna say I had a guy I was coaching last year who he'd got to a point where he was really anxious and really nervous and he'd become a bit reclusive. And there's a lot of family shame and trauma and stuff that was in the background of it. But he started setting himself almost these little tasks where he was having to almost do things, not to the extent of laying on the floor.
Walking
but
out
he
in
was
public
He was
places.
going out and asking people directions and going into the supermarket and saying, "Oh, where's this? Where's that?
Just
Where's
to
the
open
milk?"
up and
just to start to
break out the shell.
regain social skills and realize that again, I'm talking to you now. As soon as I've gone away again, you forgot me. I'm not
That's
important.
it. Yeah.
You're not judging me. You're not looking at me. You're not thinking.
It's not that deep, innit?
Yeah,
And
not
even
deep.
if I do judge you, it's going to be for 2 seconds.
yeah, and it's irrelevant.
cares?
And it's
gone.
irrelevant.
Yeah,
Bro, look at the biggest. Everyone's talking about Canelo and Crawford. Oh, biggest boxing match.
Yeah.
After that fight, bro, next day,
Tuss.
no one's gonna care, bro.
Yeah.
No one cares if it's the biggest super. Like Tyson Fury versus what's that guy? That Usyk one. Everyone's like, oh my god, look at that fight. And then who cares now? Nobody cares less. People don't care. The world moves on, mate. So what I've started doing a thing called tree hugging.
Okay.
I went to Warden Park and the next man goes, "Bro, what are you doing, man?" He looked at me and goes, "Bro, what are you hugging?" Like you talk. Imagine you recorded it.
Why did you choose to do?
It's a good thing. It's a good thing to do. I do grounding. So
Grounding,
you got grounding,
yeah,
but this
yeah,
one's
yeah.
called tree hugging.
Park, though, to be honest.
Yeah, so I thought I'd try it in Warden
No,
Park.
but
That's
that's
why I
like a
walk.
perfect example of.
And next man see
a
me.
lot of people wouldn't do that, even if they wanted to do that.
Yeah,
Because
that,
what other people gonna
next
do
man
with
said to
that?
me, he goes, "Chad, what you doing?" He goes, "You know, Chad, what you doing, bro?" He's like, "Bro, you're feeling quite calm. The next phone from my cousin, he goes, "Bro, is this guy right? He's fucking hugging trees." I go, "Bro, but wait, has your phone?" He goes, "This guy's hugging trees, bro. What's he doing?" He obviously assumed I'm doing something dirty, like you know. I'm assuming he must have thought, I'm doing something dirty to a tree. You know, we've had all sorts of bro. We've had guys with chickens and everything.
Are we gonna have to wrap up again?
Bro, we've had some disgusting guys now, bro. We've had guys with chickens and choked up chickens. We call him choked up the chicken man. Disgusting people, bro. So trees are no difference in rockets. Like anything goes. You know what I mean? Astaghfirullah, Allah guide us all. You know what I mean? But so I started this tree hugging thing. So I found a nice little tree where I do a walk. I can walk there. It's a local park. So I do walk in there. So I just grabbed it a bit, like just let's say you should hug it for about 10-15 seconds. You absorb goodness from it. I didn't feel any difference yet. You know what I mean? But I'll
You
carry
thought
on.
you try it, innit? You thought you try it.
Yeah, but it's like obviously like people will think, what's this guy doing? Why is he hugging a tree for people?
That as well the other day.
Did you do it?
I did it in a place that was more
Tree
befitting
hugging.
of it. Yeah,
Wicked,
yeah.
perfect.
But why
Down
though?
in Devon in the
But
woodlands.
why though?
But how did you feel?
Why?
Why
did I
not do it in
do
your
it?
local park?
See, you shouldn't care what people think. Do like me, bro. Warden Park, come Warden Park with me.
So-
Come Warden Park with me, bro. Hug trees.
But this is like a prime
No,
example.
it's not even. It's not. No. It's more about the ambiance of the overall.
yeah, the
Yeah.
ambiance.
Yeah, Warden Park's got an ambience, bro. Warden Park's got an ambience. But that's the only tree. Cause I remember it when I was walking, I was doing my grounding, and I thought, because weather was nice. I thought, you know what? I thought, yeah, let's just,
Even that, because what you gonna step in there? I would do it somewhere.
Now there's parts of it. There's parts of it you kind of, you can avoid. You can like,
You know the title of this video is going to be Cam
tree hugging.
the tree hugger.
Now I'm actually gonna make a video on it. I'm actually gonna make a proper TikTok on it regarding the benefits of hugging a tree. I think it'd be benefit for
Tell them
people.
about your other hobby as well.
Oh yeah, they know now. Train spotting. They know about
So
that.
what's that train spotting? Just watching trains.
Train spotting, what you basically do is with train spotting, you get a crate. The whole thing about it is mad. So let's say you're a fellow train spotter, I won't talk to you. You know that it's a rule in the train spotting world. So you're a train spotter. There's one guy, Buddha, on one road corner. I don't know his name. You don't know my name. And if I talk, he makes a noise. Like, basically shut your mouth. Like, I'm a chatty guy. When I first started doing it, he's like basically don't talk. And he stands there, probably when you're about a meter away. And if you're on the same spot, you might be alone.
And you're in a train station.
You get a crate
You're on the
on the crate.
Bridge or something.
on the crate on the bridge, and you just wait for a train to come, bro. And you vlog like where the trains. That scheme I can know. Which I drive past trains. Drive past.
Around, right? We're driving around.
I'll know what train's going there. I know straight away.
Go past over. You're driving. The bridges above.
I'll know where it's going, bro.
And they'll go. Oh, that's the 11 o'clock from London.
London, Euston, going.
So tell me then. So Tom, let's break this
bad, bro.
a
I
little
got
bit.
into it. It's just,
So why for
I don't know, bro. I thought I'd try it. I thought I'd try.
Does it
gives me peace.
Is it enjoyment?
Yeah, I got these little binoculars as well. You go and you can see. Wait. You can see it's really, really good. And some parts you got. It's probably these little binoculars.
It's a thing.
It's sick, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, it's very good.
You know what it is?
I go all over Birmingham. I go all over TikTok and Dudley. I go everywhere.
Cam, you know what it is?
do
There's
everywhere.
a few things that Cam does, yeah.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't expect.
But I'm open about it, bro. Because I don't care what people think.
Do you get what I mean?
I don't give a damn.
And I rate that, and a lot of people rate
even
that.
now, like opera, bro. I was a big opera fan, bro.
Yeah,
Man's
you know
crazy.
the orchestra where they do this.
I know every.
spoke about it, yeah.
Put me
When he
for
first
an
told
orchestra
me.
with that no vibe. I could tell you every single note that he's playing, bro. I know every single note he's
When
playing.
he first told me, mate, I was in stitches. I'm not gonna lie.
It's just, but that's
because
see, I don't care what people think,
it's
bro.
that.
It don't fit the image of.
It don't fit the image. But I respect it because he's.
I do what I gotta do, bro. I'm not harming no one, bro. I'm not harming no one. Yeah, I'm not promoting local, obviously music.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
Back in the days. But now train spotting, bro. Like, I'll go different manners. I'll go like Dudley, Live, Black Country. I'll drive off scene. I'll go. I'll park. I'll take a crate, milk crate in the back of my car. I'll take that and I'll put it there and I'll stand on top there. And there might be fellow guys who I meet on there, like there might be fellow train spotters, but I don't know their name. They don't know who I am. I'm nothing at all. And they'll have their little notepad of mine. I'll check what train's going where's. I know all the trains, bro. The last train leaving Birmingham. I know the train going from Euston to London. There, I know. I can't wait for the HS2, bro. That's gonna be wicked.
Guess what? I rate it because at
So
least
we
you embrace the.
Bro, I've had people like, you're side drive past. Ignore them, bro. I'm like, who cares? People drive past, people horn, people know you're train spotting.
So you know what's interesting, Cam? So you know what a lot of people struggle with. You find it natural.
Bro,
like you don't care. You can pick up a camera. You can talk.
Man.
And a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah, the one guy go to me, goes, oh, bro, what are you doing? I go, I'm looking at your mum. He goes, what do you mean, bro? I said, keep it moving.
But you know what's interesting?
Keep
people
it moving,
judge
man.
as well, innit?
People,
Why
yeah,
do
bro.
judge,
People say all sorts, man. I've had local man clock me and they're like, bro, he's lost his head or something. What's he standing on a crate on one road and like we got this junction called one road next to Mushat Ali.
No, because it's like 1 minute you're with like someone like Anthony Joshua, doing copying, and then next minute he's on a bridge on the crate.
But it's an art, bro. It's an art.
Yeah,
the train,
yeah.
and what the good thing is now is some
So
of the train
what is it
drivers.
about the train that you like?
It's just you basically appreciate the lines. You appreciate the actual lines of which way they're going. You appreciate how they basically when a train flows. When a train turns directions, you don't train. The track moves. So when a train goes like to a different track, so this is going towards Northumberland.
Yeah. Then
The train don't like turn. The train goes straight, but then the track moves and it goes. And your job is to find out where it's going. When you know it's going, when you know, this train's coming this time, and you catch it, and they even horn it sometimes, beep, 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 or they flash at you.
You know, it's interesting. A lot of people
They know that you're watching them.
How animated it gets.
Yeah. No, but they
love it, bro.
Like it's actual passion, innit?
The train drivers,
So there's a
they
lot of
know you
people
do it
that
and they
gonna
flash.
relate to what he's saying. Like, yeah. And there's a lot of people gonna be like, what is he on about?
Couldn't care less, mate. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. I couldn't care less. I do what makes me happy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not harming no one, am I?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not hurting no one.
Yeah.
I'm not taking no one's huck. I'm not doing nothing wrong to nobody. I'm not bullying nobody. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm not being unjust.
Now rate it.
I'm doing what I like, bro. I like to know what train goes where.
And I think
what
if people found themselves in that situation, a lot more people would be happier.
Bro, just not bothered on it, bro. If I'm watching someone bother me for, if I like train spotting, that's good on me, bro. Bro, I enjoy it, bro. I know, like I'll go to different parts randomly, I go different.
I wonder where this comes from then. Like, why
I don't know,
are
bro.
we so scared about what other people think?
Just whirly. We're so much. Oh, what's up? Who cares about what people think, man? Who gives a damn what people
Is
think?
your family the same way?
No, we're pretty open. We're decent with everyone's like,
No, as in like, do they care about?
We just we're very quiet kind of people. We just do our own thing, like we just
do
crack
thing,
on.
innit?
Whatever we
Yeah,
need to do, we do. We never care about what people think. We always do what we need to do. We just crack on, bro. We couldn't really care less. You don't harm no one, do you, bro? You do what you do. Like now I do clay pigeon shooting with Abu Hurairah. I do clay pigeon shooting. That's another sport. That's some quite a common sport. Clay pigeon shooting. We do a shooting with the clay. We do a fishing. We do all sorts, man. Alhamdulillah. That's the way we're living, Habibi.
It's been emotional.
It's been a beautiful thing, but yeah, man.
We've been all over the gaff.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, this
That's the beautiful thing about podcasting. And thanks for
hosting us. It's been fun.
Been a pleasure, man. I think it's changed it up a little bit, innit?
Yeah, switched up a little bit.
It's nice, something different, isn't it?
How do you guys find it?
No, amazing, man. I loved it. Beautiful, amazing. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Wicked. Guys, that's a wrap for today. Next one, which will be 6, I think, isn't it?
6.
6. Next one, couple of weeks. I'll look out for this one, inshallah. And then we're ready, inshallah. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Beautiful.